If you're thinking today about people suffering under the new Republican administration, spare a thought for the Kansas sorghum farmers. The abruptly and unconstitutionally canceled USAID program was their main market for their sorghum. So now they've got all these full silos and no place to sell their crops. If you voted red in the last election, you are complicit in their suffering. And if that makes you uncomfortable, good.
I currently have 3 months worth of inventory sitting at my factory that I cannot bring to the US. I have maybe 2 months worth left in my warehouse in Minnesota. And when that's gone, I have no more revenue. I cannot pay my employees. I cannot pay my bills. I cannot pay the loans, which I have leveraged my house against. So we could lose our house. I do not have the $230,000 that were just immediately dropped in front of me to get my products into the US. So I am asking, begging for support from both sides of both parties to support our small businesses and get rid of these tariffs on US-owned small businesses. It doesn't just affect me. When I go out of business, it affects all of those contractors that I pay to help me with my business, all those American-owned businesses, my trucking company that brings me my container, the bookkeepers and accountants and marketing teams that work with me. They now don't get to have the revenue they're getting from me, and I'm just one business that's at risk of going out of business. There are thousands of us. So this is hurting more than just people importing from China.
I think that one of the things that drives me the most crazy about this is that we have big companies like Apple who have a connection in the White House. They know who to call. They have the wherewithal to give $1 million to President Trump's inauguration ceremony. They get seated right up there on the dais on Inauguration Day when the people standing with us today have no capacity to accomplish that. And what happens? Apple gets a carve out and these guys are left holding the bag. And that is wrong and we cannot put up with it.
Another day and another story about the people who voted for Donald Trump absolutely terrified that Trump is going to do what he promised to do. Now, yesterday, I talked about the teachers, superintendents who voted for Trump, and then now they're shocked that he is going to cut the Department of Education possibly, or at the very least cut funding to it, and they're worried they're going to lose their jobs. Today, once again, it's the farmers. Now, we have already talked multiple times over the last few months at this point about farmers across the country who voted for Trump, panicking that his mass deportation plans are going to devastate their farms, which would then devastate the food supply here in the United States. This is an issue that will, of course, affect everybody. Doesn't matter your income level. This is kind of a big deal. And now Bloomberg actually went out and talked to several Trump voting farmers down here in the South, and they voted for Trump. They like Trump. We're terrified of what Trump is going to do to our businesses. In an interview with Bloomberg, tomato grower Tony DeMare said that it would be a major mistake for Trump to institute the kind of crackdown on undocumented farm labor that has been enacted in Florida, where he says he's having trouble finding people to pick crops. A lot of people left Florida for Georgia, north, scared. Farmers had to let their crops rot, he told Bloomberg. And that, of course, is before Trump even got sworn in. Right, which is happening, just shortly here, really. So even before Trump's policies that are going to make the problem so much worse, the problem already existed. Farmers are having crops rot in the field. Idaho-based farmer Shay Myers, this one not in the South, obviously, tells Bloomberg that it is simply not realistic, given current conditions, to hire only American citizens or even only documented immigrants who come into the country on H-2A guest worker visas. He also bluntly tells Bloomberg that if he, quote, had to replace every falsely documented worker with an H-2A worker, it wouldn't happen. So there's a couple points on here that I want to point out, right? These farmers are admitting, like, yes, we're hiring illegal immigrants. And yet, across the country, Republican politicians told us for years and years, still tell us to this day, these immigrants are the ones that are the problems, right? Nobody ever wants to actually crack down on the people hiring the illegal or undocumented, is a much better word, my apologies, these undocumented immigrants. No. And now they're telling us, like, listen, we have to have these people. And by the way, I'm not even saying, like, we need to ship them back. I'm not of that opinion. Absolutely not. They should be allowed to say our economy is dependent upon undocumented people coming in this country. The problem is these people who hire them screw them over repeatedly. I mean, they're clearly admitting in this Bloomberg interview Americans don't want to do these jobs. They don't. And there's not enough H-2A visas to bring in enough people to even do the jobs. Like, we're screwed if we don't have illegal immigration, which is why, of course, I voted for the guy who said he was going to get rid of all the illegal immigrants in the country. You see how it's really hard to have any sympathy whatsoever for these people? And I don't. This particular group of folks, I got no sympathy for you. Like, some of the other issues where people were like, well, I thought he was going to lower the prices on this. I thought he was going to not destroy the Department of Education. I got a little bit of sympathy for them. For the farmers who are out there whining like, the mass deportations are going to crush us. He was 100% clear that he was going to do that. For years, he was clear about it. But no, you were more concerned about who was using which public bathroom, as if that impacts your life at all. No, you were hoodwinked by a Republican Party to ignore the issues that matter to you and be distracted by this shiny thing over here, which for the last year or so has been transgender people. You were more concerned about that than you were about your own livelihood. And boy, the chickens are coming home to roost, and you deserve what is about to happen to you. No sympathy. Deal with it. Live with the consequences of your actions. Isn't that what the Republican Party's all about? Personal responsibility? Y'all did this to us. Deal with it, a-holes. Now, the problem with having that mentality on this particular issue is, of course, that this isn't just going to affect the farmers, right? As the one guy mentioned, like, we've already got foods rotting in the fields. Guess what happens when that happens, right? The food, the vegetables, the fruits, they're rotting in the fields. That is food that doesn't make it to market. So when there's less food at the market, but demand remains the same, come on, folks, simple macroeconomics, price goes up. Or, if everybody is still willing to pay that high price, but the supply is still low and demand remains the same, scarcity. So, we go without. We lose more money buying more expensive goods, and there's not enough to go around anymore. So as I said, rich, poor, doesn't matter. This is an issue that does affect us all. So while I do think these people need to take responsibility for their actions, the problem is their irresponsibility in being distracted by cultural, social bullcrap is dooming us all. Like, I, who did not vote for a single Republican ever in any election in my life, have to pay the price for this. You watching this, depending on the platform you're watching it on, you're probably pretty liberal. You didn't vote for any of this, but you also have to pay the price. We all do. We're a country. We're a collective. That's how it works. We basically have this collective punishment. We got to pay the price because a bunch of yahoos didn't pay attention to the issues that we had been warning about for months leading up to the election. We're all screwed because of too many ignorant, easily distracted voters.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. Now, we are seeing rural Maga farmers. Right now, they are really going bankrupt, and majority of them, they are losing their farms. So we are seeing that rural Maga farmers are speaking out after Trump's tariff and mass deportation devastated their farms with crop rotting and labor shortage hitting hard. So we are seeing right now majority of rural farmers they are now experiencing shortage of workers. We have been seeing workers, they have been vanishing overnight, and also we have been seeing the crops crops they are rotting in the farms, and these people they are losing a lot. So because of the bad decision that they made, so right now they are coming out and they are really devastating. So kindly guys, I want you to watch this video till the end, then I'll be back with more comment. I'm your host Dash Lifestyle. Kindly remember to give a video a thumbs up, and all credits goes to the original creator of the video. Remember, this video it is only for educational purpose.
Happy Sunday, everybody. I hope you had a good day. I hope you had a great weekend. I actually went outside, had to go over to my daughter's house to do something, and came home and said, well, that's enough. I'm not going back out there again till it cools down. Really looking forward to some fall weather. This heat, I don't like this heat. Been a lot of storms. Nebraska's been getting hit a lot too. I love a good storm. So I'm kind of pissed off that this was the year for Nebraska to get those storms when I'm not there. But that's life. What I learned off watching TikToks today, I heard somebody report that President Trump went on Truth Social and told all the homeless people to get off the streets in Washington, D.C. And I'm sure all those homeless people that were sitting around on the park bench by a tree, anywhere, scrolling on their phone, looking at True Social, go, oh, goodness, the president has warned me, I must move. Yeah, like, really? Do you really think that's a place to advertise that? And my question is, why? Why should they? Why are you treating homeless people like criminals? This I don't understand. You put a lot of people, you, the President of the United States, put a lot of those people on the streets with all the crap that you're pulling. So if you don't like to look at them, too damn bad. Then I've been seeing a lot more ranchers and farmers coming on just whining and complaining because they're going to lose their farms because, you know, they voted for Trump and look, and now those people won't come work for us. Well, what did you think was going to happen when you ship away all the immigrants? Or you believed him when he said it was just going to be the criminals? You know, every day when you do this, when you come on here and you say, but I voted for him, I really thought he was going to make America great. Yeah, show us your faces so we know the stupid people to stay away from. I'm sorry, but I lived in Nebraska. I listened to these freaking ranchers talking about how it was going to be so great to get rid of all these immigrants. One of the ranchers that was like that had a produce farm where on his farmland he had trailers for the immigrants to come stay while they worked on his farm. You know, but of course that's the same man that had to pay a fine because they discovered that he wasn't paying the workers the Social Security money and all that stuff because, you know, they won't report it, so why should I pay it? You know, that kind of thing. So anyway, every day I wake up and I say to myself, we're going to hear some good news today. The best news we could hear, I don't know. But if every day we chip away a little bit more at this regime's control, is the best thing we can see. I am finally happy to see the Democrats actually stepping forward. Instead of talking, they're actually doing stuff. We've got a long ways to go, but I appreciate now what they're trying to do. Let's hope they keep the momentum. Just my opinion. Anyway, let's have a good night and pray for some really good news tomorrow morning. Every morning, we got to pray for some good news. That's all we can do. Have a good night, and we'll talk again later.
So on election night, I thought that there were a number of states that would see what happened in the past and make a wise decision. One of those states that I thought would be wise would be Iowa. But on election night, I was soon brought to reality. Only 5 counties of the entire state voted for Kamala Harris. Donald Trump won overwhelmingly in the state of Iowa. But now you're starting to see an increasing number of bankruptcies in that state. As a matter of fact, the numbers are trending up, and more importantly, they are almost as high as they were during the COVID period.
More of America's family farms are going bankrupt. Researchers at the University of Arkansas finding that more than 250 farms filed for Chapter 12 bankruptcy between April 2024 and this March, marking a drastic increase in financial distress. According to the data, nearly 90 farms filed for bankruptcy in the first quarter of this year, almost double the number from the same quarter in 2024. Analysts are contributing the rise to a handful of factors, including inflation, higher interest rates, and labor shortages, which are being exacerbated by President Trump's mass deportation campaign.
And now I was leading the nation, the entire nation, in the number of bankruptcies. Now, I want you to be aware of this. The numbers were trending down during Biden. but now they are on the rise. Your family farms are collapsing. Your local investors are bankrupt. Your GDP has shrunk more than 6% this year alone. And yet you're still waving the flag for the man who lit the fire to inflame, burn down your house. My mother would always say, you could take a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink. Now, I have a couple of questions. What has Trump ever done for you? What return did you get on your investment? I'll tell you what, you got racism, and you sure do love paying for it.
Regarding all these farmers that are now crying about possibly losing their farms because they voted for Trump, this is why you absolutely should not feel bad for any of these farmers that voted for Trump. Now, the ones that didn't vote, yes, feel sorry for them, go support them, do whatever you need to do. But the ones that voted for Trump, do not feel sorry for them, and let me tell you why. I am a builder, and I've been building shit in Oklahoma City going on like 20 years now, and farmers are not stupid. If you have the ability to manage a farm and understand the weather, the climate, your machinery, the chemistry that goes into your crops, you are not a stupid person. You're just not. And especially when you come from generational farming, you have the ability to look ahead and predict what you need to survive. And so when you have two candidates where you have Kamala Harris on one side giving you a whole fucking list of shit that she's going to do for you and make your life better, and then you have Trump on the other side who can't even come out with a normal sounding sentence, and you still vote for that guy, and you are a farmer, you are either racist or sexist or both. And they're only crying now because now they are being treated exactly how they voted for other people to be treated. Got that? They are being treated how they voted for other minorities, people of color, everybody else, poor people, sick people. That's how they voted for other people to be treated. And now they're the ones being treated that way by losing their livelihood, their homes, their income, their farms. So do not feel sorry for them. This is exactly what they had coming. Quick follow-up as to why exactly would Trump be doing this to farmers anyways, and I'm guessing 99% chance it's because he wants to bankrupt farms so his corporate buddies can come in and do a land grab. Basically what you have been seeing the last few years, major companies buying up a bunch of rental houses and jacking up the price of rents, and it's all going to corporations. It's probably something similar to let these farms go to foreclosure and his corporate buddies be able to come in, swoop them up, and now you've got bigger companies involved in more of our day-to-day food.
Nebraska, how you doing, baby? Not too well. Yeah, especially the farmers. You farmers had it going on. $2 billion in exports with your, soybeans to China. That's gone. And now your immigrants who worked in the summer, they're gone. And $350 million in taxes are not going to be paid, correct? You are losing millions in tariffs, according to your governor. And it is really affecting the small businesses. But you went overwhelmingly for the criminal in chief. So either you really wanted to go broke or backfired on your ass. And I don't understand, because he only knows a few words, and he must have said the word tariffs about 1,000 times. So either you didn't care, you didn't think it was going to affect you, or you just saw black and you saw white. And now your state and you are in the red. And I hate to see anybody lose everything. I mean, but I don't care. I don't care. Because you didn't care.
There's a really wild story I want to talk about today. There is a small town in Missouri, a rural area that overwhelmingly voted for Trump, and they only have one hospital in this area. It's been serving the community for over 7 decades, has stayed open as the community has shrunk. They used to have a Walmart, the only Walmart in the area, closed, and through a lot of economic downturn, they have been able to stay open. But unfortunately, because of Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill, there are fears that it may close in a town that overwhelmingly voted for Trump. And frankly, I don't think they realized they were voting for this. And I want to talk about it today. This is a theme we're seeing with MAGA and Trump supporters. And I don't really know how I feel so much of saying, fuck around, find out, like these people deserve what they're getting. I really think most of the blame should go to Donald Trump for conning the American public. But at some level, I see you guys in the comments. I hear you. It's kind of mind-boggling. This went really viral the other day. This is on LinkedIn, oddly enough. A woman who owns a business. I've been getting a lot of hateful messages since my last post about my business struggles. Yes, my husband did vote for Trump. Yes, Trump's tariffs have seriously disrupted my supply chain and hurt my business. That said, I still support my husband. He voted for what he truly believed was right. It's complicated, but so is life. But like on an issue like this, is it complicated though? Really? This is where I get to the point where I'm like, okay, fuck around, find out. He told you 1,000,000 times he's going to implement tariffs. And it really was pretty simple. He was lying to your face when he said tariffs are paid for by other countries. People like you and I screamed, hey, they're not. They're going to be paid for by American businesses, and this could really hurt.
Tariffs are having a real impact right here in the Treasure State, with farmers and ranchers feeling it firsthand. Food systems moving out of the country, prices on food and tools going up, and broken trade relations are just a handful of the issues.
Nobody wants to do business with us, whether it's Japan, Australia, Europe, Paraguay, anybody. They don't want to do business with us because they have no idea what's going to happen. It doesn't make any good business sense.
A talking point was the impact tariffs have on the mental health of farmers. An expert said it's causing more stress. According to some estimates, farmers have a suicide rate as high as 3 times the national average.
Farmers and ranchers have the highest incident of suicide of any occupation in the nation. That's pretty serious.
It's not just Montana farmers feeling the pressure. Data from Bloomberg shows 173 small farms across the country have filed for bankruptcy since President Trump took office.
The price is going to go up from moving outside the country, and the price is going to go up for increased labor costs, and the price is going to go up because of tariffs. So good high-quality food is going to become food of the rich.
Yep. So excited for everyone to call me a bad person again in my comments, but guess what? I do not care about Nebraska going bankrupt in 6 months. I do not care. I do not care. Maybe a few other of those red states should go bankrupt in 6 months so the blue states can swoop in to save them, so they can understand that we are not the bad ones. We are not the poor ones. We are not the ones who cannot survive under the orange turds' crazy policies. But you know why I don't feel bad for Nebraska? You know why? Because I believe I heard 65% of their workforce is undocumented people, which means they're not coming to work anymore.
Oh, Iowa is finding out. We all remember Iowa from election night, where only 5 counties voted blue. And the good people have gotten exactly what they voted for, and now leading America in farmer bankruptcies. Farmer bankruptcies that hadn't been this high since the first Trump administration were trending down during the Biden administration. And these people are still so delusional that Kim Reynolds, the governor of Iowa, still came out and said, we're a Trump country, that we stand with the president despite the tariffs. I tell you what, you guys sure do like paying for your racism, don't you? To go along with the family farms going out of business, you have multiple investors that have now gone bankrupt in the companies they own in Iowa. But I tell you what, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it, can you? How can you people have lost everything? Your GDP has shrunk by over 6% this calendar year, and yet here you are stating that you're still a Trump state, that we stand with you even though you've destroyed our lives. What has this man done for you ever that you should give this loyalty? Oh, the racism.
Montana and Nebraska farmers are now bankrupt. Why can't they just fucking work harder? Like, bro, why the hell are they trying to, get handouts and shit, bro? Yeah, you're bankrupt. Fucking pull yourself up by your bootstraps and work harder. Like, this has to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in a while. Like, bro, they need to stop playing the fucking victim. Like, yeah, everybody has gone bankrupt. Everybody's been broke before. Stop playing the victim, bro. Like, on God, at this point, I really just think that they want fucking handouts or something. Like, y'all just need to focus on yourself first. Stop focusing on, like, other people. Come on now. Like, y'all fucking voted for this. You get what you get.
So this is a message to the MAGA farmers who are losing their farms because of the current administration. This is a message to the MAGA veterans and military who are watching their health care be destroyed and workers be fired and billions of dollars going from quality of life measures for troops to the border. This is a message for the MAGA poor who are watching their Medicare and their Medicaid and Social Security getting ready to get chopped. This is a message for all those people who thought things were going to get better. He doesn't fucking care about you. They don't care about you. The Republican Party doesn't care about you. They needed you for your votes. Some still do. The guy at the top, he doesn't need you anymore. He only needed you to stay out of jail and make billions of dollars from becoming president again. And all the Republican representatives and senators, they just needed you to vote for him so that they could help get that giant tax cut for the oligarchs who fund them. They have never, ever cared about you. There's a part of you deep down that may be starting to realize this, and I hope you do, because your life will get better. All of these people, if you're living in red states and all of the indicators of quality of life continue to fall, wages don't rise, education continues to fail, and you're led by Republican leadership, the GOP, and it has never gotten better, only worse, while the rich inside your state get more and more corrupt and wealthy, this might be your time to do something about it. I'm just saying, maybe it was all a lie. Maybe they never cared about you and they never will. Just think about that.
Thanks to Trump's tariffs, more farmers than ever are going bankrupt because they can't afford the machines used to do their job. Because of the tariffs, the red states are closing their stores because the goddamn the prices are so high, people don't want to pay it. Everything he said was a lie. This man was so desperate to be reelected to avoid prison, he lied his ass off. What a surprise, people. Donald Trump has been known to be a pathological liar. He is literally the worst candidate for president we could have ever have put in the Oval Office. And we are paying for it with our lives and our pockets. But this man is living in complete luxury while we're suffering. Yeah. I hope you learned your lesson.
The problem you run into with those kinds of approaches are most of our rural areas aren't growing. So use your example like Independence, and I don't know if they're growing, but let's just say for the sake of argument that they're not. So just like as farmers, you pay more than you did last year for seed and more than you did last year for fertilizer and more than you did last year for fuel. Small towns are kind of in the same boat. They're paying more for fuel for the vehicles to plow the roads. They're paying more for health insurance. They're paying more for, plywood, like we all saw, after natural disasters, the price of building materials goes up. So
is it easier to save in Oklahoma? No, it's terrible here. Don't come here. You would hate it. However, most of the people that I know who are working single jobs are struggling. And, that's just the reality. And then the cost of living in Oklahoma is going up. You throw what we're paying in rent, gas. OG&E is a fucking mafia. So, yes, the cost of living is high. So, anywhere you go in the United States, really, it's going to be hard to save if you don't play the game correctly.
I need you guys to understand, with Hurricane Erin coming up and down the East Coast right now, North Carolina still hasn't recovered. That community in North Carolina that got hit by that Hurricane Helen last year still has not recovered from it. It's been almost a year now, I feel like, and they are still experience, like, they still have road closures. They don't have access to everything. And do you know what Trump's worried about? Instead of that rural, southern, redneck community, he's worried about NFL cheerleaders. He's worried about gerrymandering states to rig elections that he is not even valid to be elected for. And he just slashed FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Association. He slashed it. Defunded it, in fact. My heart goes out to those people because nobody deserves that level of mistreatment and just absolute inhumane cruelty by their government. But more importantly, if you are still a proud Trump supporter and Maga Knight in this day and age, when he's literally crippling rural, redneck Republican communities, I just know that you are a Nazi deep down in your heart, and you are going to get the treatment that my grandfather would have given you, which is a bullet to the skull. I'm not fucking kidding. He would have given you a bullet to the skull.
So guys, I hope you have watched that video and you have seen how the rural Maga farmers, they are really crying because of the bad decision they really made. It is not only the rural Maga farmers that are crying. We have been seeing Texas farmers, we have been seeing Nebraska's farmers, so we have seen all the white farmers. They have been crying simply because of the bad decision they made. These people, they went ahead and vote against racism. These people, they went ahead and vote against deportation, and these people, they knew very well that the people who are helping them in the farms, they are immigrant people, and these people, they didn't care. They went ahead and vote so that these immigrant people can be deported back to their country. So right now, they are now started to feel the heat because they voted so that immigrant people can be taken out of the United States, and they knew that the people who will replace the immigrant people, it is the black people. But the black Americans, they have refused to go and work in the farms. The black people, they have been telling the white farmers that we are having better jobs. You cannot just come out and work in your farms. And also the black people, they know very well that these people, they will not pay them as how it's supposed to be, because the white farmers, they have been taking advantage of immigrant people because they employed so many of immigrant people and they are paying them low wages. So these people, they have been benefiting from the immigrant people, and right now they are really crying because they knew that the policy, the Donald Trump policy, will not affect them but will affect the black people, the black farmers and immigrant people. So right now we are seeing the crops, they are rotting. There's no any person who is willing to go and help them and help the white farmers to pick the crops in the farms. And also, and we have been seeing the workers that have been vanishing overnight, and the black people that have been telling these people, now you voted for deportation, now you guys, you need to bring your own people to go and work in the farms. You need to bring the Maga people to work in your farms, and also you need to bring your family to work in the farms. So this is to show how these people, they have been depending so much to the black people, to the immigrant people. So guys, I have some of the comment here that I want to read it, and also guys, you can remember, you can share your thoughts on the comment section. Tell me, what do you feel about the video of today, seeing the rural farmers they are going bankrupt, and they are really losing the crops in the farm. So this one is saying that choosing evil is expensive. Yeah, these people, they choose evil, and right now they are feeling it. So choosing evil, it is really expensive. So this one is saying that 2024 Kansas presidential election, 57.14% for Donald Trump. Dear Kansas farmers, this is what you vote for. Tot shit. Yeah, you can remember that the Kansas farmers, they went ahead and vote 57.14%. They voted for Donald Trump, and you can see majority of them, they voted for Trump, and right now they are coming out crying. So these people, they should not cry because they made a bad decision. They voted for racism, and right now they are having a rude awakening. They are now realizing that racism, it is very expensive. So this one is saying that imagine being the generation that lost the family farm because of Trump. Yeah, you can imagine this generation, we are going to see majority of the farmers, they are going to lose the farm because they can't they can't take care of it right now because there's no people who are going to work in the farms, and even themselves they cannot just bring their family, or the white people can work in the farms. They will not do that. So majority of them, they are going to lose the farms. So this one is saying that my ancestor work on the plantation for free, sun up to sundown and go nothing, not even the low wages they want to pay this immigrant. Yeah, so you can see these people that have been taking advantage of immigrant, they have been paying them low wages. And black people, they knew it. The reason why also the black people, they are refusing to go and work in the farms, it is because the black people, the black Americans, they knew these people, they will pay them low wages, and that's why black people, they knew what it is coming and they prepared very well. So this one is saying that what happened to the bootstrap? Ha ha ha. This one is laughing. So this one is saying that things are going to get a lot worse, that it is just the beginning of a total disaster. Yeah, so right now we are seeing things are going to become more difficult to the farmers, to the Maga people, to the people who voted for this administration. Things are really going to be more difficult. And also, I've been telling you that right now America, it is falling down, and America will not soon recover from the hands of DJT. So this one is saying that I vote for him because he is a great businessman. So this one is saying that he voted for Trump because he knows that he's a great businessman. So this one saying that it's their fault, they voted against their own interest. Yeah, we know these people for a very long time. These people that have been voting against their own interest. These people that have been voting to punish the immigrant people and the black people. So right now, it is like God also is punishing them because of the them wanting to punish this time black people and immigrant people. So this one saying that choices have consequences. Yeah, so this one is saying that it's what you vote for. Suck it up. So this one is saying that I feel sorry, but they got what they deserve. All those farmers are hates and racists, so they got what they got and deeply deserve. Yeah, so this one is saying that those farmers who voted for this administration, all of them, they are racist. Right now, they are getting what they deserve. These people, they voted for racism. Let them right now go also right now experience how racism, it is very expensive. So this one saying that voted red, it's dangerous. So this one is saying that are farmers aware that JD Vance is part of the company that is buying up their bankrupt farms? Yeah, so the farmers right now, they should know that all this, what it is happening to them, it is because the billionaires, the people who are in government, they want to buy their land. That's why they are coming out with the policy affecting the farmers, because they want to own, they want to buy the farmers land. So this one is saying that, oh well, who cares? They never care about us. Beautiful brown people, pull yourself up by the boots. So this one is saying that no sympathy at all. Yeah, so black people that are saying no sympathy at all. So this one is saying that it would have been nice if Trump had taken the 200 millions and built something for the homeless instead of building a new room on the White House. Yeah, you can see this one, how he has come out with this suggestion. It will have been nice if Trump had taken the 200 million and built something for the homeless instead of building a new room on the White House. Yeah, so you know Donald Trump, he wants to build a new room in White House. So this one is saying that if I were not for the fact that they lose leads to food shortage, I feel zero sympathy for them. Trump screwed over farmers in his first term, and they voted for him again. Their racism, sexism, and hatred cost them so much and affected our lives as well. Hope they get their calm appearance so much. So you can see, if the first time these people, they voted and they saw how Donald Trump he went ahead and bring and disturb farmers, but these people, they didn't care this time round. They went ahead and still voted for him to be back in the office. So this one saying that someone reminded me when was the last Republican president left office and the economy was in great shape. The answer is not. In my 62 years has it happened. Regard economy was just okay. It was good but not great. His second term was crappy as I remember it. Yeah, so you can see people, they are saying every time the Republican leaders he is in the office, the economy is usually bad. So this one saying that MAGA voters always remember this university law. If you dig one ditch for another, you had better dig two, cause the trap you set may be for you. So Mahalisi Jackson. So this one saying that racism, it is very expensive. This one is saying that he said exactly what he was going to do. So they need to quit crying. Yeah, these people, they need to crying without quietly, because Donald Trump is doing what he promised to do. So why are they coming out and crying? And these people, they knew very well what Donald Trump is coming to do. So this one said that why are these people so mean-spirited since slavery, since the extermination of native, now this. So this one say I love you. This one is saying that this was Dovio 6 months ago. So this one is saying that it was an unsustainable system in the first place. 47 simply caused to fall apart fate. So guys, you can also share your thoughts on the comment section and I'll be reading it in the next video. And also guys, remember to give a video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. See you on my next one. Bye bye guys.